Today, we are going to talk about the top 7 fitness apps. We live in such a beautiful time where there's an app for everything. There's an app whether you're a runner, there's an app whether you're getting into nutrition, there's an app whether you just kind of work on your mind space. There's an app for everything. And so these 7 apps are ones that are either integral to myself or ones that I very much utilize with my clients. So let's jump right in. So the first app we have is going to be MyFitnessPal. So MyFitnessPal is great. It's more of a nutrition tracking app, but there is a lot of actually good articles on there as well. And so if we're going to do kind of like a little run through, what you do is you go on there, you go ahead and type in your information. So kind of what your goals are, what your current weight is, whether you're male, female, age, etc. And then it's actually going to set you a calorie goal. Now this calorie goal isn't necessarily super accurate, but what they use is something called the Catch-McCardle method, which will give you a pretty good starting point to finding out where you should be eating. Now, so if we're going to go on there, we can click on, say, the food log, we'll click on the diary, and then say we ate 3 eggs today. So I click on that. So as you see, it's going to show the overall calories, it's going to show the protein content, it's going to show the carbs and the fats. You add it in, and it's a very simple way to track your calories. Now, when I first started doing this, almost like 15 years ago, this wasn't out. And so what I was doing was I was writing everything down by hand. So I was carrying this big, huge notebook with me, doing all this mental math at the end of the day. And this kind of just expedites that. Now, my only gripe with this app is whenever it first came out and I was using it, there was a lot more options that were in the free section that now you have to pay for, which is a bummer. But this app is amazing. It is available on Android and it's available on Apple. So the second app that we're going to talk about is going to be called the Conqueror Challenge. I love the Conqueror Challenge because back when it was COVID and there wasn't really many 5Ks that you could run, this was a way for me to still kind of have that competitive aspect, but I wasn't actually around people. And if you're somebody who just doesn't want to do a 5K, but you want to kind of push yourself and set nice goals, this could be the app for you. So what the Conqueror Challenger is, it is virtual 5K or 20K or 300 miles. I've seen ones that are like 2,000 miles. Now, you don't have to do this all in one go like you would with a traditional race, but this is a nice way to kind of track those overall miles and to kind of hit different milestones. So as you see, there's a few that I've done, and the cool thing with this is you can actually track on a map depending upon which run you're doing. It'll actually show you other people who are racing along with you virtually, and it will actually show you kind of how long you are along the way. It'll give you postcards whenever you hit certain milestone measurements on it, and they actually send you a medal. So I've done a few of these. I think I did about 4 or 5, and I will say the medals are actually very good quality. I was very surprised. They're pretty cool. I actually hang them up in my game room, and it's just kind of a nice thing to shoot for. It is available on Android, and I believe it's available on Apple. If not, I'll put like a little asterisk, but I'm pretty sure it is. All right, so the third one we have is going to be Workout Trainer. I am a huge believer that fitness does not have to be something that is unattainable for people. Meaning that whether you're poor, whether you don't have access to a gym facility, you're still able to get an amazing workout. That is exactly what Workout Trainer provides. Now, Workout Trainer was something I was very heavily using back in COVID, where I could actually send people virtual workouts. And again, it's something that's free. Like, there is a paid version of this, but you don't have to get that to get amazing workouts on there. So the cool thing with this, if we're going to go ahead, we'll click on there. We'll click into the filters. We'll say that we have access to 0 equipment. And if you're a busy person, we'll say we only have 10 minutes to get this done. So if we click on that, we click on search, it'll actually find us workouts. So if we go ahead and pick this one, go ahead and wait for it to load a little bit. Boom. So as you see, it's going to actually have the countdown. It's going to have somebody who's actually doing the workout, and it's showing you what to do. And it's going to be able to actually tell you whenever the exercise is done to move on to the next one. It'll tell you what's next, etc. I like this because if you're somebody who doesn't want to have to think about your workouts, you don't have to like plan them, you can get amazing ones on here. There's a bunch of different variety, so it's kind of different things to shake up. So this one is available on Apple and it is available on Android. Now this next one is called FitNotes. FitNotes is an app that I've been using for a very long time. I am huge on tracking. Okay, so I think that whenever you track and you're actually getting those measurements, whether it's tracking your weight, whether it's tracking the weights you're using, whether it's tracking your runs, I believe that you'll be able to kind of get a little bit closer to your goals instead of just kind of floating along. And so FitNotes provides exactly that. It was so nice that I actually paid for the paid version, which I'm very cheap and I rarely do that with things. It's amazing the analytics that they have on here. So if we'll go ahead and click on a squat, you can actually type in what the reps you did, type in the sets you did, click on it, and then if you get a little trophy, it's actually telling you that that's a PR that you've hit. The cool thing I like with this is if you click on to the metrics, you can actually see what your estimated 1 rep max is, your estimated 3 rep max, estimated 4 rep max. So say if you have never done those, it'll actually calculate an estimate of kind of where you're at, which I thought was pretty cool. And then the ones that are not grayed out are the ones that you've actually hit, the milestones you actually hit. So yeah, FitNotes is amazing. They do have a option to where you can actually back up your data. So whenever my phone broke, which I break a lot of phones, I was able to actually still get that data and was able to transfer it to my new phone. So those like 3-4 years of training wasn't just lost to the abyss. It is available on Android. I don't think the exact same app is available on Apple, but there is definitely other equivalent apps. Yeah, I love FitNotes. I recommend you get it. Now the next one is actually going to be another running app. So this one is going to be called Nike Run Club. Nike Run Club is one that I use a lot to track my runs. I like the very simple interface of it. So I can click on it and I can pick whatever distance I want to hit. I can pick whatever time I want to hit. And it'll kind of give me little talking points like throughout. So if I hit like the half mark, if I hit the 1 mile mark, it'll tell me what my time pace is and everything. And it's, like I said, it's pretty streamlined, so I really like it. They do actually have different runs that you can follow along with, which is pretty cool. So like if you're somebody who wants to get into doing like a 5K, they have, I'm pretty sure, a 5K training program, and a lot of the training programs are free on there. At least at the time of me making this video, I'm not sure. So they actually give you different badges too for hitting different milestones. So I had just like hit the 200 mile mark, and so I'd gotten like a milestone for that. So it was pretty cool to see that. And it actually will GPS track your runs. So you can actually look at a map of your run and you can see exactly kind of where you slowed down, where you picked up a little bit. So if I did like an outdoor run, it'll show kind of like the green is where I was going a little bit quicker, the red is where I was going a little bit slower, and it actually will show the elevation and stuff, which I thought was pretty awesome. Another really cool feature that they have is it'll actually track the mileage on your shoes. And so if you're somebody who kind of gets new shoes every maybe 100 miles or so, it'll track that on there, and I thought that was pretty neat. This one is available on Android and it's available on Apple as well. Now the next app is called Sleep Tracker, and it does exactly that. It tracks your sleep. So Sleep Tracker was pretty cool. I had used a free trial of it just to kind of see if it was something I loved. So Sleep Tracker is pretty cool. It'll actually track your sleep, and it'll track whether you're in deep sleep. It'll track the time that you spent awake. It'll actually record and will like track if you were like snoring or not. And it's pretty cool because, like I said, it'll show you the times that you were awake. So for me, I wake frequently throughout the night. So it showed that, and I'm like, I keep getting up between like 2 and 3. And then I realized it's because I was drinking a lot of liquids before bed, and so that was causing me to have to get up to use the bathroom, and so I was having that interrupted sleep. So yeah, Sleep Tracker's pretty nice. They do have different sounds on there, different ambience options, so if you want to listen to something to kind of help you sleep a little bit quicker, which white noise has been shown to help people go to sleep a little faster and stay asleep. This app is available on Android, and this app is also available on Apple. All right, so the last app we're going to talk about is called Insight Timer. Now, it's not a fitness app per se, but it is an app on mindfulness, and that is a huge part of your health. So with Insight Timer, it is another free app. There is a lot of free meditations on there. There's free sleep sounds, there's sleep stories, and even if you're not going for the sleep stuff, there's a lot of different meditations to kind of help you with waking up in the day, kind of helping you with anxiety, etc., etc. So with Insight Timer, it used to be completely free back when I first used it. I've been using this app for a while. Now they're getting a little bit more towards the paid end of things, to where you have to pay a monthly fee and then you get access to the courses, which the courses are definitely very worth it though. One of the first ones I did was Wim Hof method, and It was a 30-day challenge, I believe, and it was pretty awesome. And then when you do finish a meditation, you can actually talk to other people in your area, and you can tell them thanks for meditating with you. There's people that I've messaged and asked them for different recommendations because I would see that they kind of listening around the same stuff I was. And there's definitely a community aspect to it, which is pretty awesome. So Insight Timer is available on Android and it's available on Apple. So these were the 7 fitness apps that I recommend. These are ones that are very near and dear to me. These are ones that I recommend to my clients. If you enjoyed the content, like, subscribe, help me get to that 200 subscribers. And because I love making this stuff for you. And so if I can get to the point where I'm monetized and I'm able to actually pour a lot more money into the production quality of it, it's a win-win.